The tragedy of Jeju Air Flight 7C2216, a night of unanswered questions. In the stillness of a frosty winter night, beneath a canopy of stars dimmed by heavy clouds, an unspeakable tragedy unfolded at Muan International Airport in South Korea. It was December 29, 2024, when Jeju Air Flight 7C2216, a Boeing 737-800 traveling from Bangkok, Thailand, prepared for what should have been an uneventful landing. But destiny, it seems, had other plans. From the control tower, everything seemed normal at first. The aircraft made its initial approach, lights piercing the darkness, engines humming steadily. Yet within moments, the tranquility was shattered. The plane veered off the runway, skidding violently before colliding with a perimeter wall. In an instant, a fiery explosion illuminated the night sky, sending a plume of smoke spiraling upward, a grim beacon of disaster. Eyewitnesses describe the scene as surreal, almost cinematic. Some recall the aircraft attempting to land moments earlier, only to ascend again in what seemed like a routine go-around. Others speak of a spark, just a fleeting flash near the right wing, mere seconds before the catastrophic impact. On board were 181 passengers and crew. Of these, only 2 survived, a 33-year-old male flight attendant and a 25-year-old female colleague. They were seated at the rear near the emergency exit, which had somehow detached during the crash, creating a narrow path to survival. Rescuers found them amidst the wreckage, dazed and injured, but alive. Their fragmented recollections have become vital pieces of the puzzle, though they offer more questions than answers. As investigators descended upon the scene, the scale of the devastation became clear. Charred remains of the aircraft were scattered across the runway, a stark contrast to the holiday decorations that adorned the terminal just a few hundred meters away. The once festive air of the season now felt heavy with grief and unanswered questions. Preliminary reports suggest multiple possibilities for the cause of the crash. Some point to adverse weather conditions, noting that heavy crosswinds may have destabilized the aircraft during its approach. Others theorize a bird strike could have damaged the engines, leading to a loss of thrust at a critical moment. Mechanical failure is another plausible explanation. The Boeing 737-800 model has faced scrutiny in the past for its landing gear and engine systems. Could a pre-existing issue have gone undetected during routine maintenance? Then there's the possibility of human error. Was the pilot fatigued or disoriented? Flight records show a demanding schedule leading up to the accident, raising concerns about crew rest regulations. But perhaps the most chilling theory involves potential sabotage. Investigators have not ruled out foul play, as some witnesses reported unusual activity near the perimeter of the airport shortly before the crash. Could an external factor, intentional or otherwise, have played a role? Adding to the intrigue are questions surrounding the aircraft's black boxes. These devices, which record vital flight data and cockpit conversations, were damaged in the crash, but recovered intact. They have been sent to the United States for analysis, yet authorities remain tight-lipped about preliminary findings. Meanwhile, scrutiny has turned toward Jeju Air itself. The airline's CEO, Kim Bia, has been barred from leaving the country, designated as a key witness in the investigation. This development has only heightened public suspicion as authorities dig deeper into the company's operational protocols and maintenance records. The aftermath has left a nation mourning, grappling with the scope of its worst aviation disaster in history. Vigils have sprung up in towns and cities across South Korea, with families of the victims gathering to pay their respects. Amid the grief, there is an undercurrent of determination, a collective resolve to uncover the truth, to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. For the survivors, life will never be the same. Haunted by memories of that harrowing night, they now carry the weight of not just their own survival, but the stories of those who were lost. In the days to come, Their accounts will likely play a pivotal role in piecing together the events that led to this calamity. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictable nature of fate. It challenges us to look beyond the surface of routine events, to acknowledge the delicate balance that governs our existence. As the investigation unfolds, the world watches and waits, yearning for answers, closure, and perhaps some semblance of justice for those who can no longer speak for themselves. What truly happened on that runway that night? Were the fates conspiring against the passengers and crew, or was this a preventable disaster born of negligence and oversight? The haunting legacy of Flight 7C2216 demands answers, and until those answers are found, the mystery remains. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the investigation and explore the implications of this tragedy. Together we seek to understand the inexplicable and honor the memories of those who were lost.